When employees see that their opinions are valued, they are more likely to speak up when something is wrong, which means fewer surprises down the road. Welcome to the Voice Room podcast, the #1 destination in Asia for mastering your voice, speaking with impact, and showing up with authority. Hey there, welcome back to the Voice Room podcast. I'm your host, Karina Tien, and today we are going to tackle something very, very important, one that every manager and leader will face at some point. That is how to address conflicts between team members effectively. Whether you are leading a team in a corporate setting or collaborating on a group project, conflict is inevitable. However, how you handle it can make all the difference in the health of your team and the success of your projects. Today, we are going to explore some key strategies for addressing conflicts with empathy and efficiency, ensuring that it doesn't derail the team's progress or morale. By the end of this episode, you will have some practical tools for addressing conflict, turning it into an opportunity for growth rather than allowing it to become a source of division. So let's dive in. Hey there, your voice is your power and you can train it. Join me in the Voice Room Masterclass 2026, a live guided program to help you refine your tone, clarity, and confidence. The intake starts in March, so visit thevoiceroom.com/masterclass to save your spot. Now, back to the show. Before we jump into how to address conflict, let's first talk about why conflict happens. Conflict arises when there are differences in opinions, values, needs, or expectations. It might be between two team members, or it could be a broader issue involving communication breakdowns, misaligned goals, or resource scarcity. The key to addressing conflict effectively is to understand what's at the heart of it. Here are a few common reasons why team members clash. Number 1, communication breakdown. Misunderstandings can happen when there's a lack of clarity in communication. Maybe one person thinks something is implied, while the other person interprets the same thing differently. Number 2, personality differences. Everyone has their unique way of working and their communication style. Sometimes team members just don't mesh well because of contrasting personalities. Number 3, competing priorities or goals. Sometimes team members have different ideas about how to approach a project and what the team priority should be, which can lead to conflict. Now that we understand why conflict can happen, how do we manage them effectively? When conflict arises, it's easy to feel personally affected or even defensive. However, as a leader or team members involved in the situation, stay calm is important. You have to remain objective. You don't want to fuel the fire by becoming emotionally reactive. Here is a helpful tip. Pause before reacting. Whether you are mediating the conflict or directly involved, take a moment to breathe and center yourself. This will help you respond from a place of logic rather than emotion, allowing for clearer thinking and better decision making. Here is an example. Let's say two team members are disagreeing about the direction of a project. Instead of jumping in with your own opinion immediately, pause and ask open-ended questions, something like, what specifically are you both concerned about? Or, can you both explain what you think the best solution is? This shows you are interested in hearing both sides and allowing them to articulate their concerns. Active listening is also very important when resolving conflict. It is about understanding the underlying emotions, concerns, and perspective behind them. Active listening helps you gather all the facts and show your team that you value their input. Here are a few listening strategies that can help. Number 1, give your full attention. Put away distractions such as your phone, your laptop, and focus on the conversation. Number 2, paraphrase and ask clarifying questions. Show that you understand their point of view by paraphrasing what they've said and asking follow-up questions. For example, so you're saying that you feel your contribution wasn't acknowledged and that's causing frustration? Number 3, validate their feelings. You don't always have to agree with someone to validate their feelings. Acknowledge their emotions to help diffuse tension. For example, I understand that you're frustrated because it feels like your hard work isn't being recognized. In a project, one team member might feel that they are doing more work than the other. However, the other might feel that their contributions aren't being noticed. Active listening can help uncover that one team member is frustrated by lack of recognition while the other is feeling overwhelmed by expectation. By listening actively, you can address both feelings appropriately. Once you have listened to both sides, it is time to shift the focus to finding a solution. Facilitating a constructive conversation means guiding the discussion towards resolution rather than dwelling on the problem. Here is how you can do it. Number 1, set ground rules. Remind everyone to remain respectful during the discussion. No interrupting and personal attacks. That helps keep the conversation on track. Number 2, encourage collaborative problem solving. Ask both parties to contribute ideas for how to resolve the issue. Encourage brainstorming and focusing on win-win solutions. Number 3, clarify expectations moving forward. Once you have come up with a solution, make sure everyone agrees on the next steps. Be clear about responsibilities and expectations so there's no ambiguity. Here is an example. Let's say the conflict involves two teams who are working on overlapping tasks. Instead of taking a top-down approach, ask them both for suggestions. For example, how do you think we can better divide the tasks to ensure that both of you feel supported and valued? This collaborative approach helps both parties feel involved in the solution. After the conversation, it is important to follow up with both team members to ensure solutions are being implemented successfully. Sometimes conflicts don't get resolved right away, or they might flare up again. So periodic check-ins can help ensure everything stays on track. Additionally, provide ongoing support as necessary. If there's an underlying issue, such as differences in working styles or communication preferences, be proactive about offering additional resources or training. For example, after a conflict over miscommunication between team members, you might schedule a follow-up meeting in a week to see how things are going and if they've been able to implement the changes. You could say, I wanted to check in to see how the new task distribution is going. Are there any challenges we need to address? Lastly, let's talk about prevention. While conflict is inevitable, a culture of open communication can help minimize the frequency and intensity of conflicts. When team members feel that they can express their concerns before things escalate, they are more likely to address issues before they become major problems. As a leader, it is important to foster a safe environment where employees feel comfortable bring up concerns without fear of retaliation or judgment. Encourage feedback regularly and model effective communication yourself. For example, schedule regular check-ins with your team to discuss both successes and areas of improvement. When employees see that their opinions are valued, they are more likely to speak up when something is wrong, which means fewer surprises down the road. In conclusion, conflict between team members is a natural part of any collaborative environment. But with the right approach, it doesn't have to derail your team's progress. By staying calm, listening actively, and facilitating constructive conversations, as well as following up, you can always turn conflict into an opportunity for growth and stronger collaboration. Remember, the goal isn't just to resolve a conflict. It is to create a healthier, more communicative team moving forward. Thank you once again for tuning in to today's episode. If you found these strategies helpful, be sure to share, subscribe, and leave a comment. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at The Voice Room for more insights on leadership and communication. Until next time, I'm Karina Tien, and this has been The Voice Room Podcast.